everybody, welcome to our Box Reviews. I'm Stan with my lovely wife Tanya here again, and we're doing a reaction to episode 5, Journey into Mystery of Loki. And last episode I was almost like done when I was like, oh, they killed him off. So then this whole thing with like, you know, that tag end, I'm just like, all right, this is getting a little bit more interesting. So because this means maybe Owen Wilson's character's not killed off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking last episode. And I'm just wanting Loki to be more himself.
Yeah.
To, you know, embrace his charming and you know, mischievous ways.
We want the badass Loki.
Yeah.
We want the one that we love through the movies.
Loki, which is what they grabbed him from.
Not the one that's just getting, you know,
beaten up every episode.
Yeah, beaten down.
Looking like he's going to cry every episode.
Yeah, sits down, talks about his feelings every 5 minutes, like, and you just sit there going, you know what? I'm all for the get help freaking moments and Loki getting slammed around by Hulk and stuff, but this isn't fun. This is just really...
It's very slow. It's very dialogue heavy.
It's diminishing off the character that we like, and I'm talking about the character from Avengers when he does take off, because he is a kind of...
He's
complex
cheeky.
Character from the very first Thor movie up to the Avengers movie, and then also you know, the fact that he was brought up to speed on how his story ends and everything, and what his whole arc about losing his mom, his dad, his freaking brother, like all of this stuff, and you're just kind of like, all right, come on, like, give us something,
give us back out Loki.
So so here we go.
Let's do it. Fingers crossed. It's good.
So, is it Eichel?
Well, the crocodile's got their horns on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, I think this is where all the those little time bomby things go off. This is where everything gets sent.
Or the end of the world.
All the
You'd think it would be like where everything gets lost.
Variant like portal thingies. So Loki's wound up here, and potentially some of the apocalypse is freaking stopped.
All right, let's go meet these characters. Yeah. If you trust me. Stretch.
Just impale her already.
Ooh. Ship and a saucer.
Maybe it's a Groot ship. Original Loki costume from the comics. That's a nice nod. This is by far one of the most interesting things that has happened so far.
Oof.
Because I think it's in the comics, Eichel is born from Lady Sif, whose Loki's spirit possesses, which makes the Lady Loki. But for some reason they're like, let's make Enchantress and dress her in the Loki costume more than Tom Hiddleston.
Well, they just made her a female Loki variant.
Ish, yeah.
But gave her the name of Enchantress and the powers of Enchantress.
Thor hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Did you see that?
What was that?
There was a jar with a frog jumping in it trying to get to Mjolnir.
Oh.
It was the frog Thor.
Right. See, little tidbits. They just sprinkle them in.
Way to nod to the comics, Marvel.
I'm sus.
I hate this so much. Should have impaled her.
Here we go. Well, there we go.
That's more or less telling the alternate thing he would have done.
Yeah.
which he did kind of do in Dark World. Man, he had a moment where he was getting like badass.
Huh?
Oh!
More.
Which one of us here?
Who the hell's this?
I don't know.
It's got pizza.
Hey!
Oh!
By the way, you should be careful just jumping into a stranger's car like that.
Pyramids of Giza.
Hmm.
We prefer snakes. About that.
Uh-huh.
Come on. What's to expect? My story. About that. Big-footed, half-faced scrubs. We had a deal!
Oh.
Oh!
This is madness.
See, this is how the first episode should have started off with.
Chaos.
There's a little crocodile Loki in the background walking along.
I think it might be the answer.
Oh, wow.
We're going.
Damn.
Ugh. This is how the whole show should have been. Them in this post-apocalyptic nexus of different...
See, Enchantress. Come on.
Husband know what we're doing. Maybe this isn't so bad.
Fuck. Just go freaking enchanted. Stop sitting around wasting time.
Who cares about you?
That'll be the last episode of them enchanting and getting out.
Freaking jeez Louise. And that was the fun part.
What?
Him.
What?
That was the fun part of him. He's like, I'm not that person anymore. I'm like, well, God of mischief or God of sensitivity.
It's alright to be sensitive. It's just want them to hurry up and get to the plan.
Yeah, come on. Let's go.
It's very slow.
Yep. Like it doesn't I don't feel their chemistry
No.
at all.
Mm-mm.
It's a cool, interesting kind of animal thingy.
Yeah, I was just like, is it a chicken without its head? What?
Mm.
Floating bowl? Credits.
Yeah. Probably going to come to this.
What? Why don't you put on your outfit, man?
Yeah. His cool outfit. It's like, no, we can't take away from the others. Or from what's her name. Like she's worn the Loki costume longer than he has. This isn't the character arc I was looking for.
No.
The version that I liked was like, you know, if you were here, I'd give you a hug. I'm here. Like, at the end of Ragnarok. Oh,
Oh, yeah, nice.
Is he creating Asgard? He
Yeah.
is. It's very cool.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that stuff's cool. I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, definitely.
Which really sucks because he's the most interesting thing that's really happened character-wise in this. The older, more mature Loki. One that went into freaking exile.
No, he's looking pretty drained.
Nah,
Damn.
that sucks. They had to kill off one of the most interesting characters we've seen.
Music's nice.
Yeah. They really went the Viking themed type music and stuff. And it's the end.
Yeah. Yep, that's how it goes. Drag it out until the end.
Yeah.
Stretch it.
Yeah. Don't know if there's going to be a tag scene, but yeah, pretty much I like that older Loki. You know, I knew it was too good to be true that we'll get more of them. Like, you know, the younger kid version, Eichel was like sort of there, or a version of Eichel. I don't know.
Well, it's Loki as a kid, so.
I was just happy we saw that. The biggest thing I took from this, the most fun I had, was seeing a 2-second shot of Frog Thor jumping in that jar to get that Mjolnir hammer.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And like...
All the Lokis in one spot fighting each other.
Yeah. How about you go back to that room, just base the episode on them just all fighting and betraying
Trying
each
to
other
make a
and stuff.
democracy or something.
Yeah, like, you know, freaking... Like, right from the trailer, when I saw him going, come on, what more do you expect? And then you see them all pull their weapons on him and stuff, and you think, oh, how's he going to get out of that? But
We literally got one episode left.
it's really like, it's such a mislead, and not in a good way. When you see that trailer, you're like, oh man, this looks epic, this looks so cool. They try to hook you with that, and then this is just an opposite direction that I just do not like. You think, oh man, look at him there, he's in the middle of like this battle or whatever, and like, you know, it looks like time's collapsing on itself, and you're just like, this is really cool, and then it's just them turning around going like, oh yeah, nah, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a conversation. And yeah, freaking, I saw it said Tara Strong for a second there. She's the clock, isn't she?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention.
she sounded familiar, but I couldn't put my finger on it, so seeing that her name was in the titles, I was like, all right, cool.
Gotta wait till next week.
They had to have the tag last time because they killed him off, or made you believe he was dead. That would have made me not even waste my time with this episode. But all in all, like, next week's the last episode.
Yeah,
I think.
believe so.
And yeah, after that we're going to get into What If, I think, in August.
What's in July? Is there any TV shows coming out this month?
No. Can't think of anything.
Yeah, it's just, for me, I just found it boring from the get-go. And they just stretch it long enough and drop little comic tidbits that kind of keep you interested. But it's just such a long wait in between those little tidbits.
It just doesn't feel like...
I have zero connection to this.
You know, this does come off as if this should have been a movie. But because they've made it a series, there's moments where they're like, we need to drag this out. We don't have that much money, so let's just have everyone sit down and have a conversation. And not an interesting one. Let's just have, like, you know, just dribble back and forth. Nothing that super interesting and stuff. So, I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that had some pretty intense
really
moments when, like, you know, when you have Bucky turn around and saying to Sam, you know, if you think Cap was wrong about you, then maybe he was wrong about me. And you have that moment of like, oh, wow, he's really getting deep with that. Or when you see in WandaVision, where you see, you know, freaking she's looking at the house that they were potentially going to get and stuff. And she gives that, everyone's calling it Academy Award winning performance when she just falls to her knees and just starts crying her eyes out because
Yeah.
she's lost, the love of her life.
Came to terms with her.
I don't feel that with this, apart from when they killed off
I don't even know
Loki in the
what
last episode. I was just
yeah.
like, man, this is like, I just felt more angry. Like, why'd you do that? And I felt like not just as angry, just a little bit less than it, because we only just got to see this older Loki, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, for crying out loud, like.
Yeah, there's
You
some
know.
bits in this episode that were like a little bit funny. The old Loki was good.
But they drag it out
They
too long with
dragged
some
49
scenes.
minutes out, and you only just get to the end, and you're like, oh, now. No, credits.
Yeah, and this isn't one of those, oh, will they, won't they, for me. When
Yeah.
you watch Smallville and you see Lana Lang and, Clark, and Tom Welling and Kristen Kirk had such great chemistry, but then the even better chemistry was Erica Ducrane and freaking Tom
Definitely,
Welling.
yeah.
And that was like epic, like moments where you're like, oh man, this is really like, you really feel it. But this is just, I don't know. I just can't. I wish so much that it was just solely about Tom Hiddleston's Loki.
Yeah.
And they just doubled him up, not just went, oh, all right, well, we're going to have Enchantress there, or we're going to have this one and that one. And Owen Wilson's going to sit down and have a conversation with them and stuff. Like, I'm poo-pooing it a little bit, but...
Yeah.
They should have had that first episode should have been him just going into this world and coming across all these other Lokis and stuff, and just him on the run and trying to survive, and this post-apocalyptic world, seeing these different versions of these different cities and stuff that are all been, more or less sent there and stuff, and they've got to work, like, it could have been like a fortress kind of Crystal Lambert, trying to break out, but it's an apocalyptic world. But this is just me going off in my head, like, maybe I am expecting too much from it. Maybe I am like kind of just not giving it a chance because it just
I don't
doesn't
know.
feel like it's...
we went into this excited. And
Yeah.
the first episode, I was bored.
After the first episode, I was like, I'm always lenient on that first episode for any series, any pilot, because you need it to establish everything. But at this point, it was like, we already know who that Loki is. Just go back and watch the first Thor and the first Avengers movie, and you've got it.
I'm all for like equality and whatever. If you want to have a female Loki, that's great. But don't call her Sylvie and don't give her Enchantress powers and then try and
just-
layer her over saying it's Loki.
I'm gonna put, she's gonna put her thumb on the Loki that we all like
everything
and
is
just
her.
undermine him and
Her
trash him.
plan. Mobius said that she was his favorite.
Yeah.
Like you're literally just trying to replace Tom Hiddleston at this point.
Yeah, you're just, and you're cutting, you're jerking out the rug from under him, and I can only imagine him, like, the costume department can be like, all right, let's give him red hair, let's do a freaking this version of Loki, and just have him playing all these different versions of Loki and stuff, and it would have been like kind of cool. But this is just me thinking out loud, and
He
just,
could literally change his outfit at any time.
yeah, it was just too much of a mislead, that trailer. I was like, oh man, here we go, we're gonna get some real serious fun kind of stuff, and it's just been a little bit draggy for me.
Well, fingers crossed for the last episode and find out who's behind the big cloud monster.
Yeah, I hope it's something really cool. I hope it's something like out of this world, like Zeus or whoever, because we know Russell Crowe's playing Zeus in Thor. But yeah,
who
anyway,
knows? We'll see.
if you're wound up about our comments, don't
It's
be
our opinion.
yeah, don't be swayed. If you like the show, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're so happy for you. But right now, it's like I can't say, oh man, I can't wait to go back and watch this over again. I'll go and watch season 1 of Daredevil.
Yeah,
That was
a
freaking
good one.
badass. I could even go back and watch Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision and stuff. But this one's just kind of like, oh man, this was supposed to be like the best series of the year.
There's no, I don't feel like there's, because everything that Marvel and Disney do, there's always like a layer of a lesson.
Yeah.
So it teaches you something. I am not finding a lesson in this time.
I'm just feeling like they're just sticking their finger in my face, being like, equality. equal rights. And I'm like, yeah, all right, cool.
Which is
Like,
fine if it was equal
let's
and
move on.
equality, but you're literally just
but
saying,
you're just
I'm
cutting-
here to replace you.
Yeah, you're cutting down one of the most favorite
Yeah.
antagonists.
Yeah.
I don't want to call him villain, but yeah, favorite antagonist in the MCU next to Thanos and a few other characters. But yeah, you know, maybe this was a little bit too much of a redemption story. Let us know in the comments below if
Check us
you
out.
agree or
Yeah, check us
and
out on
stuff.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.
And thanks for listening
watching.
to
Bye.
Ramble. Yep.